EeVeeA was a prominent streamer and VTuber in the Overwatch community for over 5 years, attending TwitchCon in 2018 and generally being liked by the entire Overwatch community, so much so that she appeared on one of the biggest Overwatch podcasts out there, SVB's Group Pop podcast, where she talks about the state of Mercy in the game. However, there's a whole iceberg to be discovered with EeVeeA, with a ton of drama at the start of this year, which plummeted her career. Her YouTube channel has been bleeding subscribers for 1 to 2 years, and her Twitch channel has gone kaput, bleeding at least a few followers every day, and has recently taken down 2.9 million views worth of content. So, what was the build-up of events that led to EeVeeA's implosion? Well, it begins with EeVeeA's ex, Reimei. You see, Reimei is 27 years old and was saying some questionable stuff to people significantly younger than her, and even to some minors. Reimei's Twitter is now suspended, but I believe most of this was just justified as a joke, but regardless, she was also exposed for expressing racist behaviour in match chats. The way this links into EeVeeA is how she responds, callously dismissing the racist screenshots and sidestepping Reimei's sexual messages by calling it a coping mechanism. Over time, this initial wave of controversy forced EeVeeA to make a tweet longer to respond to it, admitting that she excused the racist behaviour, but oddly saying that Reimei's sexual behaviour was too far, when both were obviously too far. Regardless, this didn't mark the end of EeVeeA's career, and she probably wasn't expecting the nuclear bomb that would drop a few days later. On January the 25th, 2023, a 31-page Google document garnering 1.6 million views had dropped, exposing every dysfunctional aspect of EeVeeA's behaviour. The document included the testimony of around half a dozen people, some of whom knew EeVeeA IRL, and to clear up any speculation, EeVeeA quote-tweeted the entire document, confirming that everything in it was true. This of course is a very dense document, so to make things easy to digest, I will go through each person's testimony, from the bad to the ugly. Firstly, beginning with Olna's statements. Olna knew EeVeeA from a viewer raid, and they started talking in DMs soon after. The first of her 3 issues were to do with money. Apparently, EeVeeA had been struggling with money, with Olna giving EeVeeA roughly $1,000 from her job, Twitch payouts, and commissions. When Olna couldn't give EeVeeA more money, EeVeeA basically ceased contact over time. The second issue was self-victimization, but that applies more across the other testimonies. And the last issue was quote-unquote corruption. More so, EeVeeA exposed Olna to her weird kinks in a potential way to get her to like them, as well as sending NSFW stuff to Olna while she was streaming. Overall, Olna feels as if she was cheated out of a potentially good friendship, and this is only the beginning. Now looking at EeVeeA disrespecting someone's death, more specifically, streamer Jooms. In short, she didn't respond to any DMs that wanted to raise some charity for Jooms' death, she didn't attend his community memorial despite publicly expressing how much she cared for Joom, and she was left salty about being banned from his community. Now looking at statements from Laishi and Bio. Bio was in a long-distance, polyamorous relationship with EeVeeA, and in short, reaffirms the testimony that others have, which I'll get onto, given in this document. Laishi, a former moderator for EeVeeA, essentially had a crush on one of EeVeeA's admins, and had led Laishi on, as the admin had a girlfriend for 4 years. Kind of a messy story here, so I'll spare you the details. Now getting onto one of the main testimonies, starting with Chocobodin at the top of the document. She dated EeVeeA from mid-2017 to late 2018, so for roughly 1.5 years. The first of many issues is with cheating, with EeVeeA sexting a mutual friend when Chocobodin hadn't been receptive to her messages. The second issue was consent. At TwitchCon 2018, which surprisingly there's still footage of, both of them had gotten very drunk. When returning back to their Airbnb, EeVeeA had slapped her across the face incredibly hard when trying to be more sexually rougher. EeVeeA apologised the day after, but she also sheepishly added that she felt more turned on when she ended up crying. The third issue was to do with hypersexuality. In short, EeVeeA became very needy when it came to sexual pleasure and sexting. The fourth issue is baiting of oneself. Choco had clarified to EeVeeA that she wasn't looking to be in an open relationship, but that she enjoyed flirting and making out with people when drunk, for example, which EeVeeA was alright with. However, at one rave, EeVeeA had given her the green light to make out with another girl, yet EeVeeA had said that it made her, well, you can read the words for yourself. Now onto Lily's testimony. She was Ellie's, or EeVeeA's girlfriend, from mid-2019 to late 2020, so throughout the pandemic. The first issue was hypersexuality. Whilst Lilith clarified that this isn't the worst thing in the world and doesn't make someone an abuser, it does reflect ill on their character. EeVeeA had disregarded her partner's sexual interests and was on a different wavelength most of the time. The second issue was cheating. Lilith had already been cheated on before and had told EeVeeA about this in the past, and considering they were in a long-distance relationship and how sexual Ellie was, Lilith had her concerns that she would cheat on her. And that's exactly what happens. EeVeeA had cheated with Choco, who also confirms that the story did in fact happen. The third were consent issues, but on a smaller scale this time. Essentially, to put it lightly, EeVeeA had some fun with some pictures that Lilith had sent, making her feel like a sexual object instead of an actual partner in a relationship. And to finish things off, more baiting. This time, it was more localized to EeVeeA's private Twitter accounts, as well as offhand comments about wanting to be hit by a car. And now onto the biggest issue of all, the nail in the coffin, EeVeeA's misconduct with minors. The girl in question was a 14-year-old girl by the name of Rhea or Sue. EeVeeA also knew her age at the time. Allegedly, EeVeeA was uncontrollably horny because of the pain medication that she was taking at the time. This then led to EeVeeA engaging in lewd conversations with Rhea or Sue, who had posted in EeVeeA's NSFW chats. Instead of being a responsible adult in her mid-20s by banning Rhea from posting in that chat and educating her in DMs, EeVeeA had decided to sexually indulge herself in conversations with Rhea, talking about how horny she was, talking about her fetishes like slime girls and futas, posting the art in DMs, and asking whether Rhea had quote-unquote done it every time she posted in the NSFW channel. EeVeeA even said herself that she'd say a lot of things to Rhea if she wasn't underage, showing that EeVeeA knew that what she was doing was wrong. The document is closed by a statement by Sue or Rhea, detailing how EeVeeA influenced some of her own actions, which she regrets, but ends it off positively, saying how she's overall grateful for the personal growth in the last few years. And that's all there is to the EeVeeA situation. Her socials have been pretty much nuked, her Twitter, YouTube, Discord and Twitch are all inactive, and she probably isn't going to come back anytime soon. Until next time.